Hey everyone, Cynics here, and this is the continuation of my Volume 6 Sketchbook Tour. And I'm sorry for breaking it up, but to make it up to you guys, I'm going to post a link to my playlist in case you guys feel like listening to some chill music while you're drawing. I know it's not a great present, but some of you might enjoy it. Alright, let's get on with the video. Alright, here we go. Part 2 of our Sketchbook Tour season finale. Starting off strong with a little fishy looking face there. It looks like a couple references from either photos or friends. Some imagination stuff as well. But let's see how this sketchbook goes. Got some definite cafe sketching here. Because once again, we got some hats. Now maybe it's not. Who knows? This is definitely not a person I saw in real life. They are way too weird looking. But we got some little finger people, some more imaginative stuff it looks like. So the one thing I do like about this sketchbook, more so than the last one, is this one starts to get back into imaginative drawing. Because the last one was pretty much just getting back into the groove of drawing in general in my sketchbook. So it was just all cafe sketching and figure drawing. But this one, I've gotten back into the rhythm, so I'm ready to start drawing imaginatively again. So that's good. I think you'll enjoy this one a lot more. We got more weird stuff going on, weird faces, exploring styles, lots of widespread eyes. Obviously, I was really into that style at the time, so it's not that long ago. But you can see these eyes are so far apart, everyone's eyes, and they got these weird mouths, and everyone's got a wide mouth, wide eyes, and I like that style. I don't know, I just find it kind of interesting and fun. It's a little bit inspired by Andrew Him on a couple of these, so maybe that one is. I'm not sure if it is or not. It just kind of has that feeling to it. But we got more teeth monsters still, messing around, maybe doing horns. I didn't know, messing around with robo stuff, but all this industrial stuff sucks. If I remember correctly, this was actually done during a convention. And this was the back of some other guy that was a portrait artist, and he was drawing this guy. So he's just sitting there drawing this guy, drawing a little portrait. And I was just sitting behind him, drawing the back of his head while he was drawing that guy's portrait. It's like a meta drawing of a drawing or something stupid like that. But yeah, lots more fun, imaginative stuff in this one. I like this guy. I don't think I thought him up. I think this is probably inspired by a reference or something, because that is way too stylish for me. Or who knows, maybe it wasn't, I don't really know. But there we go, some striated hands. You'll be seeing a couple of those throughout this book. Anytime you're trying to work on forms, it's sometimes fun to draw those little contour striations. Get your brain working in a three-dimensional space, which, by the way, three-dimensional space, there's some boxes. I think I was going through a Kim Jong-il phase, trying to fill in faces and different body parts into boxes. It's a good challenge. Never enough. All bad. So I was back to my old roots, it looks like. Just being hard on myself, but drawing a lot. Being more imaginative. Putting in weird graphic elements everywhere. This is good. This is good. I'm feeling it. Some faces from imagination. I don't know, that's Alan, and here's the girl from the cafe. So those are a couple cafe sketches and a couple imagination sketches while at the cafe. I like this guy, he's got that curly mustache, kind of looks good. And so that's kind of nice. Another bald guy. I love drawing old bald men, apparently, that's my fetish. I don't know how many of you people know that, but we got some more just weird looking faces, wide-eyed old men. Really just striking all of my comfort zones here. Feeling good. Reaching everything. Thin little legs with wide bodies. Yeah, these are all just the most comfortable things. I'm in the comfy zone. And looks like more outdoor drawing. So cafe sketch people, you can tell they're kind of frumpy looking, waiting in line probably. A little bit grumpy. Who knows what they're doing. And lots of fun faces. Ooh, I kind of like these. I like where my cafe sketching skills were going. I was getting a little bit stylized, but still doing realistic ones here and there. And just kind of exploring, having fun. See, that's the thing. Once you started making those art friends, You start feeling a lot more positive about art. You're constantly inspired and motivated. You get back into your positive energy, and everything's going good again. This is Fashion Island's food court, and there's a little fountain in the middle. If you've ever been to Newport Beach, Fashion Island, you can go find that fountain. That's a thing that exists right there. Anyway, it's cute little girl in my style, which means her eyes are like a hammerhead shark, just one on each side of the head. There we go. It's a little bit of fun there. Yeah, I'm liking the faces. See, this is what I'm saying. We've reached the modern era. Everything's a little bit more appealing to me. We've closed in on myself. I think this sketchbook is probably just from like, I'm going to say like 2 years ago. No, maybe 3 years ago. Maybe it's between 2 and 3 years ago. So it's pretty recent. It's in my modern era of YouTube and everything. Here's some figure drawing. This is once again a model you've probably seen in the old sketchbook, but I explored the styles way more. This silly style over here, along with just all of these. I was getting a lot more looser, a lot more fun. And I just like to look at some of these. This one looks great. This one looks great. I'm really happy with how these are looking. And we got a couple more. That's her again. That's a little bit more realistic. That's what that model looks like. That's Vanna. If you're a SoCal person, you might know Vanna. Just popular model. So weird. But there's something here. Let's see. More figure drawing. Some kneecaps. I think I was maybe around the time where I was starting to look more into kneecaps, you know, the whole anatomy quick tips knees. I don't know where it comes in. I'm sure some videos happen around this time. And that's a decent one. I kind of like this figure drawing. Her face, I think the nose got a little off, but I like the general shapes that are going on there. This one's a little better in the face. This knee looks like it's ready to open its mouth and start talking to us at any moment. And, ooh, that's never good when you mess up the foot that bad that you just redraw it at a different height. That's disappointing. I have to say, that's very disappointing. More of that same model. Yeah, those are okay. Nothing jumping out too crazy. I like these body shapes. Nice curves going on. Very confident lines. That's kind of pretty. And, ooh, even these ones are kind of pretty. I like this bend, this nice little angling thing where she's looking away from you, but she's got all of her weight on this shoulder. Obviously, I messed it up here. Clearly says no, but some of these are looking okay. If I'm not mistaken, looks like more figure drawing. Ow, my hand. I think I was making jest at the bending of her hand that was going on. It looks like it's kind of twisted around in an uncomfortable way. It's a little bit of humor for you guys, little sketchbook humor. That's not bad. Once again, everything in this sketchbook, it's kind of reached a high point. It's reached a nice cruising altitude, you could say. We got through our puberty, we got through our terrible 20s, and now we're like in the 30-year-old zone of being relaxed and comfortable in your art and just being able to cruise around and make fun stuff as much as you want. So even the figure drawing stuff feels a little more fun and relaxed. All the different shapes feel pretty good, so I'm happy about that. And even the short ones, well, they're pretty boring. I 2-minute poses, never expect much, but whatever, it's fine. I feel like those pages aren't even worth showing, to be honest. Okay, that's kind of a fun little pose. Got her pinky up. No, is that her pinky? Let me think. Yeah, that is a pinky. So that's kind of fun. It looks like she's tiptoeing around or something. Kind of has a good sneakiness to it. And this side, those are some good boobs going on there. You can feel a nice gravity going on. So it's always good when you can feel weight and gravity in your poses, even if it's just in the boob area or something where it's super easy. Obviously, the more solid the area, the more difficult and mindful you have to be in order to show proper weight and movement. But even if you do it in the easy areas, it's still nice to do. That's a decent likeness. I think all of these are looking pretty okay. That foot, though, that's not a good foot. Man, I don't know what I was going for. This leg doesn't make any sense. This whole, everything down here kind of messed up. But these hands look okay. I like the graphic element. Got some little shapes, little boxes in the background over here. And that face was pretty good as well. So, I'm feeling it. This must have been around the time Mad Max came out, because look at that Mad Max car right there. That is definitely a Mad Max style car. So, more glasses. Must be sketch group time. Must be cafe sketching. More masks, more faces. Faces are feeling good. More guys with hats. So, clear sign. But I do like this guy. He's got a little dirty mustache. Some messy hair. I kind of like the looseness of the hair, though. It's good. It's good. It's a good amount of looseness. This one, 2-minute poses. We don't care about 2-minute poses. 5-minute poses. That's where the fun begins. This is a crazy pose. You can't tell, but there's like so much foreshortening. Look at that. All the way from the shoulder, he's grabbing his foot and holding it behind. I wish I had the rest of it, because this leg would come down and back up into his torso. It's like a yoga pose. In fact, I'm pretty sure this guy was a yoga instructor, if I remember correctly. So he's got all those crazy yoga poses. And some of them are pretty good, especially if you include enough foreshortening. Because I'm pretty okay with that, aside from this mess up little mistake right there. Other than that, it's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, these are definitely yoga poses by this guy. So he had that interesting hair, which is good. Kind of reminds me of some Pliskin hair or something. Some like Metal Gear Solid 2. Maybe Kurt Russell, something. I don't know. It's kind of got that loose, wavy wildness to it. More yoga poses, though. Lying down, bending over, doing all kinds of stuff. Just crazy poses everywhere. What else we got? More imaginative drawing. Don't lose sight. That's good. I think I was trying to really stay motivated on drawing from imagination. Making fun hands. Ooh, these are some nice hands. If I do say so myself. These are some pretty good hands. More wide-eyed faces. More... I think that hand works a little bit. There's some West Coast hands. You may know about that from my videos. This pose, ooh, that hand, ooh, that's fine. As long as there's one good thing on the page, we're good. And by the way, that's actually something to keep in mind. You'll find that even if you draw a ton and you don't like your pages in your sketchbook, if there's just one good thing on the page, when people look at it, they don't even notice all the horrible crap on the page. They'll just be like, oh, what's that? That's cool. And they'll just kind of turn a blind eye to all the garbage. So that's always a helpful thing to know. As long as you can get one good thing on each page, you'll be fine. Ooh, that's some heavy stylization in these facial features. Looks like Lady Gaga or something. It's a little weird. But we got the reclining pose again. Too bad there was a giant pillow in my way. Oh well. You kind of have this giant boob mountain here. She's got weird fake boob things. But there's a giant one there. And some legs in the background. It doesn't really work that well, to be honest. That face didn't work that well. I think I tried to draw it a couple times. Still didn't work that well. That's a decent profile view of her. It's kind of getting up there in age, that is. Let's see, what else we got? More hands. This page, these are like kind of like... See, it's always good when you can incorporate like straight lines and then like shapes in the other direction. Kind of gives everything a nice, interesting structure to it. That's kind of appealing. I gotta be honest with that. Big shapes, always appealing. So it looks like this, man, it's funny because personally, I can picture who these models are, and the way I'm rendering like every model in this book is just silly. Like they're weird caricatures of themselves with this little awkward little nose that just sticks up. It's kind of amusing, and this big forehead. I know exactly who this model is, and I've made them look like a cartoon character. All these models are quite beautiful, lovely people, by the way. So some feet. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the feet. I said it's a decent foot. I don't know what happened here though. This face got away from me. I don't like the cheek area. I don't like this eye. I don't like any of it, to be honest. This whole side is just a little bit mistaken. But this page has man. Now before, in the past, you've seen me draw the same face like twice, 3 times, maybe even 4 or 5 times. This is the same pose. Looks like I started it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times. The same pose. I was just obsessive. I don't know. I couldn't get it right. And I still don't think I got it right. I think that's as close as I got. No, it's not. I don't know. It never looked right. I just didn't do it. Oh well. It happens. Gotta let it go. 2-minute poses again. That's fine. Bird doesn't like 2-minute poses. Some weird stylization on this one. Some of these are okay. I like the way this is stylized a little bit. A little bit of value shapes and things. A little bit of brush pen there. That's not that bad. We got Camille, another great model. She's always fun to draw. I love this one right here. This one turned out pretty good. I made her face too dark. You always got to watch for that if you're doing brush pen or just pen in general. Don't overwork the face. She starts to turn into someone that looks like they got a crazy beard or something. I know it's tempting to want to put in all the shadows and things, but if you overwork the lines on the face, then it just gets a little bit ugly. I even wrote it there. Too much. But this is about the right amount. You can put in the lines on the body, and you'll usually be fine. Just be careful with shading the face too much. So some of those are okay. And these ones, it's a little bit of stylization. I'm okay with it. It looks like these are the same pose, slightly different proportions I was messing with. Oh, here we go. This is that's our another SoCal model with the interesting nose. You saw him in the last book. These are some better takes on him, I think. At least, yeah, kind of got his shapes there. This is a pretty accurate mugshot. I don't know. What's the proper term? Portrait view, I guess. No, it's a mugshot portrait. I don't remember. But the front-on view, I always think the front view is the least interesting version of the face to draw. I like the 3/4, the profile even. But the front-on view, it's not as exciting. But that's fine. We'll do better. This is a pretty good take on him. I like this one. This feels like an accurate representation. Got the ear, nose shape. Most of it's looking pretty good. Even that one. That one's not bad either. So we got one version in pen, one version in brush pen. Hands looking okay. Not that foot, but these hands, I'm pretty happy with them. Gotta say. It's a positive sketchbook. Ooh, that's an interesting... Aside from these fingers tangenting, I kind of like this hand, the way it's like twists back around. It could definitely work. I wish there was a way. I want the finger to cross a little bit, but it's just sad that it creates a tan. I think you can get away with it. It would just need to have the proper amount of highlight on it or something, if you painted it anyway. There must be a way to get away with this pose, because I like it. Anyway, let's see. What else we got? I don't know if this was a 2-minute pose. It's kind of stylized and interesting. Once again, stylized takes on all the models. Getting more fun. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. I just made a mess there. Once again, bad habit. Don't just start crossing stuff out. It makes the whole page look ugly. Should have just left it, and then the whole page would look a little prettier. But this whole body got a bit wide. Making a lot of little mistakes there, but I like the hair. If you ignore everything else. Some good hair shapes. Some good hair rendering. This one. Nose and mouth. Maybe not. I don't know what I'm referencing, but we got some noses and mouths. Maybe they're not right. Maybe they are right. I don't know what those notes mean. This one's definitely not right because I crossed it out. Oh well. Looks like I went through a rough week this week. But I'm sure we'll turn it around. The sketchbook has been pretty good so far. What is this? I can't even tell. What is this? Was that a person? Is that a vegetable? Is it a tree? Maybe it's a limp. Maybe that's a knee. Is that a knee? Well, let's just say it's a knee. Anything could be a knee, to be honest. Knees are like the most versatile. Okay, so we got some faces, short poses, longer poses. Hey, these faces are pretty good likenesses. I definitely know who that is. Another local model. And the longer poses. So these were probably the 15-minute poses. This one came out okay. It's a little bit, not the most flattering, but they are an older, more mature person. So it kind of captures that. Can't complain too much. This one got a little bit too wild and messy in parts, especially near this leg. Yeah, oh well. Can't win them all. 2-minute poses. This looks like I don't remember which model. Anytime you go to figure drawing, you will realize very quickly that the most fun models to draw are the ones that are like just, really overweight. You get all the interesting shapes, especially during like the 2 minutes. Like look at these shapes. You get a really explore balance of shapes. So you get super wide in parts, you get the belly and everything. Are there any good 2 minutes? Not really this time, but it's a lot of fun, I can tell you that. Once you start going to figure drawing, you'll love having to draw a big person once in a while. Just the more overweight, the better, to be honest. You gotta really practice shapes really well. So that's a lot of fun. These could have been better, to be honest. Bad eye. Right, let's see. Who's the next model? Oh, I know. This is another local model. Yoni. Yeah, that's his name. Real muscular guy. So we're just getting all the good body types in here. Interesting people that are really fun to draw. So there's decent likenesses. That one's not bad. Yeah, you might, once again, locals might recognize these models. This is a decent drawing. I'm pretty sure this is in my Instagram. This one, I don't think that made the cut. And on this page, more 2 minutes. It looks like we got away from our imaginative spree of going out all the time, and now we're just in a row of doing models. So lots of figure drawing. These are okay. I think, no, could have been better. No, these proportions are getting away from me a little bit. You gotta watch out for that. You gotta make sure you don't focus in on just one little area at a time, because then your proportions will always be off. You gotta always make sure you're looking at the whole page, the whole proportion at once. That's the way to keep your proportions looking all right. More quick poses. Let's see. More short stuff. Nothing too interesting. Some faces. It's not the worst likeness ever, but it's just a little bland in terms of my rendering. These ones are a little better. It's a little more personality to the rendering here, at least with the hair and everything. These are okay. Feet, could have been better, but it's, grinding away. More brush pen. This is back to our other model, Vana, that you saw at least a few times so far. You'll start to see a lot of repeating of models. The chin is raised too much to be seeing this much shadow underneath. Maybe I could have made an executive decision and gotten rid of some of that dark shading. Might have looked a little better. It's always questionable. Yeah, full body, but nothing too interesting. They're kind of messy. Portrait, but not the best one. The pen definitely ran out of ink. You'll notice that if you use a Pentel pocket brush, it just blasts through ink. It'll be running out of ink like every few weeks if you're using it a lot. Maybe even less than that if you really use it a lot. Maybe every week if you use it a ton. 2-minute poses. Looks like, is this costume? This might be a costume. It is a costume. That's good. So we got 2-minute poses with a costume. Some longer poses going on. Messing with hands. I don't know why I'm drawing so many hands. I could draw those anytime. Gotta focus on the costume stuff. Let's see. What do we got? Spend some time on the hair. I kind of like that. She had some flowers in her hair. Those are always fun to draw. You guys know I like flowers in the hair. And this hand has personality. I like this hand. This is a hand that you got to use. This must have been, I don't know, it looks like, yeah, I guess it was facing toward me. So luckily I was in the perfect spot at figure drawing to capture this hand. And I like that hand. That's a good stylish hand. A couple more versions of that. Looks like quick sketches. I don't know, same model, but a little bit too messy to see anything interesting. And what is this page? Imagination drawing or something? I really don't remember doing this one. Learn to draw. It's good advice. Learn to draw. It's never too late to learn. So I guess I'm still telling myself that. I'll be telling myself that until I die. What else? Back to JJ. Another good model. It's interesting. He was closing out our last sketchbook, and now here he is again. I didn't really do any good shapes here. Looks like I was trying to be super geometric, but it didn't really work out. This one almost worked out. It just got a little bit messy in parts. So this face is pretty good. Once again, tried to do the whole shadow on the face. It didn't work out that well, but this one works out pretty nicely. Yeah, that's about it. Got some quick pen drawings of him, but the proportions were getting a little wonky. So that's, once again, it happens. You gotta keep your eye on the whole page. Don't focus too much. More of him. Nothing too interesting there. Another one. This wasn't in the longer one. Don't remember what this one is. Okay. Back to the 2-minute sketches. Sorry I wasn't going out to cafes enough, because I feel like the imagination stuff was a little more fun. But I like how geometric this is being with the eye lumps and everything. Once again, go watch the video on eye lumps. Talking about eye lumps, I've made a video on everything. This is, this page is a bit messy. It's a bit hard to read, but there's definitely faces thrown in here that are not horrible. A lot of ink going on that page. This one I like though. This face here, this is a pretty good one. This is a good likeness of that model. I can definitely see their character and their personality in there. Anytime you can see the model's personality in your drawing, that's a good thing. Kind of get that attitude. Has a little bit of swagger to it. This one looks like a alien. I don't know what I was doing with the eyes. It's a little off. These ones too. I was not liking the eyes. I think I kept making them all a bit too just black. You got to be a little more graphic, a little more interpretive with the eyes. Can't just block out everything like a circle. Anyway, some kind of tattoo maybe? I'm not really sure. Looks like we're back to the 2-minute poses. Must be a new model. Yeah, I don't remember who this is yet. None of these are good likenesses, so I can't figure out who it is. That's a decent one though. Almost. I can't really tell. Proportions, they might have gotten a little wider near the bottom. Maybe that's just from sitting a little lower. Everything looks a little wider near the bottom and gets a little tapered. It's hard to say. There are parts of this that are pretty good though. Those boobs aren't bad. That's kind of a very realistic looking boob, at least over here. This shadow got a little weird, but that's reasonable. Kill the icons. That's a good saying. I think what I was trying to say is kill the iconography. Iconography. Make sure you're drawing everything in a painterly way, not worrying about what things should look like, but just focusing on what the lighting dictates for any situation. So draw like a painter. As always, there's a video on that. This is a good. Okay, so that's Tony. That's a pretty good likeness. Different body. That foot is kind of interesting. It has a very graphical appeal with the shadow cutting across it like that. Kind of like that. Might have to mess with stuff like that in the future. This page, 2 minutes, just warm-ups. This one has some perspective going on though. I like how this arm gets a lot smaller as it goes out here. A little bit better. That is not a good I don't know who this is supposed to be, but I can tell you that's probably not a good likeness. It looks a little wonky. Just that nose. That is not an appealing nose. That does not match the perspective. It doesn't match anything. It doesn't even look good. But this hand, that looks pretty good. Oh, okay, I can see. It's a reclining pose. So there's the head there with that arm coming around, and then these hands holding each other. That's pretty good. I like this. I'm okay with all these shapes. And a foot. Ooh, more perspective stuff going on. So that's a foot. It's coming toward you. It's like blasting through space right now. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Good perspective going on. I like this line right here. You see how this is like a 90-degree turn? You know the calf isn't, a 90-degree turn. Just from the perspective, it forms that. It has a really good shape to it. So I like this. That's a good one. This is pretty good. I was feeling it this day, and perspective-wise, you can tell I started out in the 2 minutes with a little bit of perspective, then I just kept pushing it throughout the whole session. That's pretty good. Oops, don't turn it. Even got the segmented contour lines going on. That's healthy practicing going on this day. Another reclining pose. It's okay. I think this is a bit wide. Something about the shoulders feel a bit off. But the legs feel okay. So, yeah, it's a little bit off. But I like this. This is always a good technique to practice. Little segmented lines. You can see the foot curls back around here. It's good stuff. Next page. Got a little bit loose with these lines. A little bit experimental. Kind of messy. Kind of weird. Makes them look very ugly when you make your lines kind of that loose with your shadow shapes and value shapes and hue shapes. I don't even know what all the shapes I'm outlining are. That's experimental. Kind of creepy looking. Alright, back to short poses. It looks like we got some interesting ones. This one's kind of interesting. I think the legs are a little bit too short if I look at it again, actually. Oh well, it was almost there. Got some knees here. More bodies, more twisting. That's kind of a good foot, but it all got destroyed through here. So there's a lot of mistakes being thrown in. Got a little wild on me. Maybe this week wasn't as strong as the previous one. Yeah, a lot of disparaging comments and loose, crappy lines. It's fine, we'll pick it up. Meow. Meow? I don't know why there's some kind of cat monster overlaid, but that face went wrong. That one went wrong, but this one is pretty good. This one right here, let me get that in center screen. This one right here is looking pretty good. Got nice shapes, good little tilt of the body, and some good little T-lines going on, and subtle little hints of perspective. I like that one. Actually, this one's pretty good too, now that I look at it. We got some boob being pushed up right there, a little bit of squishiness in the boob, and some different stuff going on. So that one's not bad. This shoulder got completely destroyed, so I guess it's not perfect. Oh well. What else we got? This face, ooh, that I can tell if I flip this in a mirror, it would look really bad because everything's just twisted in that face. That one's not bad. This one's a little weird. I don't know. This page is kind of questionable at best. Another reclining pose, but this one got away from me. It even says try again. The hand is okay, but man, these feet don't really make sense. It's like the technique is there, so it doesn't look horrible, but the actual shapes are way off, so it happens. And more 2 minutes. This one's okay. And the longer ones. Krista, I don't remember that model that well, but that's fine because these actually look really good. I must have been having a good day. I like this face. I like that face. I like this arm and hand especially. It's too bad I didn't get to finish the face. But this one's looking good too. These are all pretty good. Let's see if it continued on. It did, kind of. Too slow. No, I guess I lost it a little bit. Bad hand. Oh, no. I started strong and then I lost the energy. I can't tell if that's good or not from this upside down view I have. Oh, well. Let's just hope. Let's pretend it's good. Let's pretend this is great. Even if it's not. And we got a couple more. Oh, it looks like the ink ran out and I just lost my energy. But we came back the next week and we got this model. He had a ton of props and helmets and hats and things. So be prepared. He's got cowboy hats. He's got Viking helmets, samurai hats. He's got a little bit of everything. Let's see, what else can we find? His face was kind of fun to draw. It's got the little goatee. I like this face, actually. This is a pretty good representation. This one's okay as well. It's got those squinty eyes and kind of the wrinkles coming out. So that's always fun to draw. For me, personally, I like the squinty eyes. All right, and a couple more of him. Yeah, this angle where you're just seeing a little bit of the side of his face and like the back of the ear. It's a little bit tricky. But you got this Roman helmet. Any better ones? No, he's got a recline pose. I guess the perspective's okay. This could have been a little bit better. But it looks like we're in study time. Hopefully that means a good thing. It looks like we got some Kim Jong-il studies. So this looks like Kim Jong-il. Yeah, some of these look like they're inspired by Kim Jong-il stuff. Definitely Kim Jong-il style in the faces here, and probably in some of these bodies. That looks like a Kim Jong-il style hand. He would break the pinky out that way. Okay, and lots of girls that are naked and have weird perspective stuff going on. It's probably Kim Jong-il. But who knows? Then it's more imagination stuff. Lots of weird gibberish. I don't even know what all this is. It's like some 80s snotty poster thing. Let's see. That's a decent face. Some decent imaginative faces. More imagination stuff. Drawing people in boxes. Yeah, just fun little stuff. This car looks so happy. Probably drawing stuff in a parking lot. Because we got sunglasses on. Anytime there's someone with sunglasses, probably parking lot drawing. What do we got here? Another car. Ooh, that perspective's off. This guy, this is definitely cafe sketching. I can tell. He's got that little mustache though. Little dirt stash. I like that. This was rendered perfectly. That's the perfect dirt stash right there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Do I gotta focus in on it? See that? It's perfect dirt stash. Anyway, more hands. Oh, that's pretty interesting face over here. I like these little lips. They're like thin lips, but they have a lot of shape to them. It's just fun to draw. What can I say? Here we go. That's definitely a Ryu. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe it's Sakura. No, I don't know. Is that Alex Bae? Maybe I was doing these like on like watching a Street Fighter tournament or something. I used to watch a lot of Street Fighter tournaments. I'll tell you what. I think Evo's coming up, by the way. Anyway, more drawings. Weird drawings. Some little. This all feels a little bit Street Fighter-y in just a couple of the appearances. Is that like supposed to be my take on like a Blanca or something? I can't even tell. Looks like a creepy monster-y thing. Let's see. Look, push that up a little bit farther. Move this light a little bit higher. Okay. And on this page, we got a couple. This is definitely a Kim Jong-un inspired thing. You can tell that's how he draws robotic stuff. Lots of brush pen effects, just thin lines and heavy lines all together with little bits of hands and probably a naked girl underneath. Who knows? It's very Kim Jong-un looking. Yeah, that's a pretty cool guy. Maybe that's a Kim Jong-un thing. I don't know. I can't tell what's what. Another reference. Is that? I can't even tell what that's a reference of. Maybe I was drawing my wife. I don't even know. It's a Chinese person. I don't know. I don't want to say it because what if I'm wrong? No, it might be. The reference, the stylizing is a little bit off, but it could be a wife drawing. What else? A little phone here. That's good. Practicing my phones. I think a couple of these are from a reference because they look a little bit different than my style. Messing with proportions, drawing weird faces. Maybe Kim Jong-un. I don't know what they are, to be honest. Fun drawings there. Let me center that a little bit better so you can see. So weird faces and things. And on this page, what is that? Oro? I think that's like a Street Fighter thing. Maybe my take on it anyway. It's like my take on a Street Fighter 3 character. A couple of them. I think this one is too. Maybe all of these were supposed to be, but they're getting progressively weirder. Okay. These are kind of interesting faces. It's good that we got out of that non-stop figure drawing mode to do some experimenting. Because our lines are looking pretty confident and pretty fun overall. So you got to take the time to do some more experimenting. What else we got? More imaginative faces everywhere. I don't even know. Is this more figure drawing? Yeah, we're back to figure drawing. Here's a pose. I like this pose. Is this a 2-minute pose? It must be because it's right at the start. Got a nice groove going on here where the hip kind of goes out here and then the leg goes back. It's like a reclining, partially reclining. She's up on her arm. That's a pretty good pose. What else? I know this model. I think this is Kelsey. So this is questionable. Some of these aren't that great, but she has fun curly hair. And oh, these are not very good. These are not good likenesses at all. So they got a little bit off. But no, coming back around, now that I see it again, this is definitely Kelsey. So there you go. Recline pose, carrying on strong. Always like a recline pose. Could have made her butt a little more exaggerated, but it's looking realistic, so that's fine. Got the hair there. This one, I like drawing tattoos. Most people don't draw tattoos in figure drawing, but if I have the time, I love drawing the tattoos also. At least faking them a little bit, so that's always fun. Oh, yep, it even says it there, Kelsey. Nice little portrait drawing, taking up that page. That must have been the 20-minute one. I'm sure I didn't spend 20 minutes. I probably spent like 7 or 8 minutes because that's all I have energy for. But the lines are pretty clean and confident. Not too many huge mistakes. Obviously, this back line's a bit thick and probably messed up a little bit. But that's fine. That's probably on my Instagram. This is my patrons. I just drawn some of my patrons. So I remember these. This is right when I started my Patreon. I was drawing some of my patrons pretty regularly. By the way, not a penis. Just throwing that out there. Kelsey does not have a penis. No, that's actually a foot. I just thought it looked funny from the drawing where you quickly look at it. You're like, wait a minute, what is that? But it's actually her foot. She was putting it up against her thigh. And it just creates a weird little illusion. So it's just, it needs a little note. More imagination drawings. This is kind of a good face. A couple good feet. Couple good little hand things. I like the perspective going on here. So that's likable. Here's some creativity for you guys. I think this was during figure drawing. I think this one's me. I don't know who was sitting next to me. Someone. I was trying to be Kim Jong-il and draw the scene from up above us. I was trying to astral project myself into a floating version above me and then draw myself from the top down. So that's me. This must be the person sitting next to me. We're all just sitting and figure drawing things. There's a horse standing over here. It looks like no one was sitting there. There's a backpack there. Maybe that's my backpack. Who knows? This person's got a hat. It's indoors. You don't need a hat indoors. This model was pretty fun. We very rarely have like Asian models, so I enjoy having different ethnicities. And especially enjoyed this model because she had a extremely flat like front of the face where her eye socket kind of came back into her cheekbone. And I thought that was very fun to draw. So you can kind of see it. I was exaggerating it, maybe not even, but I put the line a little heavy. But that was a lot of fun to draw. She's pretty. Yeah, that's a decent likeness. I just not this angry. Oh, I guess I was making her look too angry. So yeah, she looks pretty angry there. She wasn't that angry. It was just my rendering was making her look angry. Oh well. This was another costume drawing. Okay, more of that face. I was trying so hard to capture it as many times as I could. The profile view. Because I wanted to really get good at it because I thought it was a fun, interesting take that I don't normally get to see. So that side profile view with the very flattened eye socket. It's very fun to draw. Anyway, what else we got? Some more imagination drawing. That's good. A nice little break from the figure drawing. This girl's holding a lollipop. I don't know what's going on there. Got some stuff here. This looks like it might have been inspired by something, but I don't know. Who knows what it is? It's kind of a weird looking helmet thing. I think, now that I think of it, I think this was done on a stream because clearly that's not Psychro, but I think we were in a state of mind at the time where everyone I drew was Psychro, so that explains a lot. I think this was all stream stuff. So random girl on live. That's good if we're in the streaming phase because that means there's going to be a lot more imaginative drawing. So yeah, this is definitely all from streams. Got interesting faces though. I like these simple little touches of lines. See, even with the Pentel pocket brush, if you just get it nice, if you get good control, you can make the tiniest little lines and everything looks great. It looks great to be able to go from like thick line to tiny line, all with the same tool. So the Pentel pocket brush is pretty great. Some heads and boxes, different faces. More hands interacting with other hands. It's good when hands interact. We're back to figure drawing. Yeah, 2-minute drawings. But man, these were looking a little more confident. I think anytime I go back and drawing more just in general each week, I come into figure drawing and things are looking a little better, a little more confident. So I like these drawings. Even though these are like the 2 minutes, they're looking more confident. Maybe these are continuations of the 2 minutes, but just the shapes and stuff. Everything's looking good. I like it. Knees. Those are always fun to draw. You can see I was really just trying to give the knees as much personality as I could. Every time I went to figure drawing, I'd just be like, how can I accentuate these knees and make them look crazy? So that's pretty good. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Oh yes, this is Tracy again. Another common Southern California model. Oh man, I was having fun with hands, feet, all that stuff. This is a pretty good foot. It's a pretty good hand. Some good ankles, but they didn't really continue on. Decent likeness, not a perfect likeness. These these are definitely heavily stylized though. Some of these look a little more like her, and some of them I was just trying to make them a little more cartoony looking, kind of accentuate different random features. So they're a little ugly, a little wonky looking, but I was having fun, just making her look however I wanted. And on this page, we got some, I don't know, I think this is what happens when you ask your wife what you should draw, because she'll just make you draw Sebastian Stan and Winter Soldier and stuff like that. I think this is based on a reference. She showed me like some art she liked of Winter Soldier, Bucky, whatever you want to say. And I think I was just like, I think I could draw that style. And I tried, and I'm like, this is hard. So that's fine. A little bit of that. Oops, there you go. A little bit of that. So what else we got? That was her only chance. And here we go, some more imagination stuff. Girl playing on her phone. We got a girl wearing a weird mask. I don't know if these are based on anything. These look slightly inspired by, who knows? Everything's slightly inspired by something. More heads, more faces, random angles from imagination, cheekbone, eye socket thing from imagination, based on that previous model. It kind of worked, but kind of not. I don't know. I never really mastered it. Couple faces, and then back to figure drawing. 2-minute poses. I don't know. Everything's spread out. A little bit longer poses. Looks like I was still messing with stuff in the free time. And some likenesses. There, I can kind of tell who it is, but the likenesses could be better. So that's questionable. But they get better. I can tell you that. So that's that. I like this expression. It's kind of this jaw jutted forward expression. Looks like they're like, I don't know how to describe that expression. It's something slightly like they're thinking, like they're kind of biting their lip a little bit, or like thinking about something, but they're jutting their jaw forward just a tad. I don't know. It's a fun expression anyway. These likenesses are getting a lot better though. I like these ones. And let's see. I tried to do a full giant one, but it looks like I ran out of space. Another face here. These are getting pretty good. The likeness is getting better and better. And there we go. A nice recline pose. I think this was the 20-minute one. Nice furry kind of shag carpet thing. And then she was just lying on that. But you got to have all that foreshortening and perspective stuff. So I really like this one. I think this one's on Instagram too. At Cenix Design. That's Kat. She's a great model. One of my favorite models here in Southern California. Kat, she's just always fun to draw. Good face, good proportions, good everything. Let's see. Yep, back to imagination drawing. Oh, I don't know what that is. That's Chef Hung. He has a Taiwanese beef noodle thing. I don't know. It's like a statue at Diamond Jamboree in Irvine. But okay, just more drawing imagination or cafe style stuff. Maybe people walking by. Who knows? It's definitely at Irvine, so obviously he's a dead giveaway. What else we got? This is definitely probably a person that was sitting there enjoying some beef noodle. Who knows what they were doing? Maybe enjoying some lollicup. But some random person, a bunch of other random people I might have seen. This one's pretty good. It's like a girl, Asian girl with glasses. Kind of fun. Let's see. More imagination drawing. His face isn't bad. I like my faces. Their faces were super strong by now. You think back to the previous sketchbooks in previous years, and everything really came together a lot more. All that face drawing practice eventually worked out pretty nicely. So this was some sketching that I did in downtown Disney over there in Anaheim. You can see some people got the little mouse ears on. There was a little praying mantis that came to sit on our table. That's fun. I hadn't drawn a praying mantis before, so I was trying to draw that little praying mantis, just sketching the people that were sitting around. Ooh, that's a good face. That's a good little mean mug. Just mean mugging it. What else? Ooh, this guy was eating. He was eating the pizza or something. I don't know. That's a pretty good caricature, I think. Maybe this one too. This girl's got some kind of hoodie thing. Maybe that's just a bow in her hair. It's hard to remember. All these downtown Disney looking people. Okay, looks like we're back to figure drawing. 2-minute poses. Looking okay. This one got messed up. That's too bad. I know this model. Okay, so this likeness is reasonably okay. That's in it. That's a extreme pose. I wish I hadn't messed up the face. It's close enough to where I can say, oh, it's fine. But man, that knee looks good. The lean back on the body feels good. You can see the chest, the whole torso, the shoulders. That's a lot of perspective and proportion stuff going on. If the face was just a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit less lines, I don't know. Maybe just a little bit more condensed. I'm not sure, but it's close to looking pretty good. What else we got? Man, this model is always tilting their head in really challenging ways, it looks like. This kind of upward 3/4, that's a difficult pose to draw. You're trying to draw an upward view and a 3/4 view. That's tough. That's a killer. Oh, but these feet, that's a pretty good foot, if I do say so myself. And this one's not bad either. I think these were both on the same pose. Probably had both feet hanging somewhere. What else? What else can we find? That is not a flattering caricature. I think I was trying to do a caricature of the model, but that is quite an ugly looking drawing. Certainly doesn't do them any favors. Who's that? Is that James? He goes to Art Center. Go bug him. Go bug him if you know a James at Art Center. He probably drives a Mustang or something. Just go beat him up. No, I'm kidding. What else we got here? More life. No, this is looks like I was outside drawing. I don't remember where, but just drawing stuff from imagination, drawing some parking lot cars. Just drawing weird faces. I like this face though. This is a pretty good one from imagination. You can tell it's nice because it doesn't round out into a circle like I've mentioned before. It's a lot more fun to draw heads from imagination if you don't start with circles. Start with more angular shapes. They can be a little curved, not like hard angles, but just get like something more angular feeling. And faces are usually a little more interesting, a little more amusing. Some comic thing? I have no idea what this was for. But these faces are kind of... Is that Steven Seagal? I don't know what that is. It's like a fat Steven Seagal. Well, that just is a Steven Seagal then. And we got a more life drawn 2-minute poses. Boring. Get to the longer poses. Oops. That's not necessarily an oops. It's just a little bad. It's not the worst thing. Some decent feet though. Decent hands. I was really in a feet and hands kind of mode. Just practicing them. That's a decent little pose. Oh, these faces are pretty good actually. I like the jolted, jilted? No, jolted's fine. Jolted. The jolted forward chin. It's too bad I messed up these a little bit. This looks like it would have been a good face if I didn't mess up that eye. Better than this one. This one's a little wonky. This one's okay. This is kind of a cartoony one. I kind of like it. It has that little bit of a cartoony feel. The neck's a little bit off though. The whole shape's a little bit off. It's close. Mistakes were made. That's truer statements were. I think I messed up the butt like 10 times in a row until it was just a giant mess, and then it's just mistakes were made. That's all you can say. That arm though, that's a bad arm. There are lines in here somewhere that almost make a good drawing. These lines were kind of looking okay, and then he just messed it up. That's too bad. This head got a little messed up too, and this hair, oh well. It happens, man. More life drawing, 2-minute poses, longer poses, 5-minute poses. I don't know what that says. That's a decent likeness. That's a decent face. And we're almost at the end. We got like one more page. This is, whoa, that's some crazy perspective. This got a little bit carried away. This should have all been tucked under a little bit because this perspective gets a little bit wild. Let's see, what's on the last page? Is it going to be something amazing? It is just the last page of the figure drawing. That's fine. That's a fitting way to end it. So we got our Trisha again. It's just, average figure drawing. Nothing too crazy. So, I guess that's it. We finished, everyone. That's going to do it for this whole little episode. Maybe I'll come back in like a long time and do more sketchbook tour videos once I have a bunch more sketchbooks and I'm capable of making a bunch of them and looking back. I know there's some other good sketchbooks around here somewhere, but I'm not going to share those with you guys just yet. the newer stuff is even better, but that's secretive. No, I'm kidding. It's not. But we'll wait on those. This is it for now. We've done our 6 parts. We've gone from straight beginner to, I don't know, reasonably decent artist. Look at that. That's the page I flipped to. Reasonably decent artist. No, we've gone from being a beginner to being an adult that's pretty good at drawing and pretty confident in their skills. So that was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this look back through the years of sketchbooks. And yeah, that's gonna do it. So thank you all for watching maybe all of these sketchbook tour videos. I hope you enjoyed them. And a big thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon for helping support these videos and making them happen. You guys are wonderful. And that's gonna do it. So thank you all very, very much. See ya.